Hey everybody, now that you bought your house, how do you make it your home? Welcome to The Real Tea, my weekly segment where I spill the tea on all things real estate. And today I'm here with Steve Stack, the Director of Business Development at Baird Brothers. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Steve.
Good afternoon, Abby. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is the first time that we've had someone from Baird on, and I'm really excited to dig into the show and just get started and talk about, what are some of the first steps in renovating your home and exactly what you guys do over at Baird Brothers. But before I get into the show, I want to give a huge thank you to Ellie Platt at Platt Insurance for sponsoring The Real Tea. As all of you guys know, for all of your insurance needs, whether it be personal, commercial, life, or financial, Ellie Platt has you covered. So, a big thank you to her. Before we get started, Steve, why don't you just tell us a little bit about you, what you do at Baird Brothers, and maybe give us some insight of the background of the history of the company.
Okay, well, for myself, I've been around Baird's for a long time. I've done everything from counter sales work to manufacturing out in the shop to outside sales. Moved back inside after about 22 years on the road, and came in as back as a sales director manager, and just coming up on a year ago, switched into the business development role, which is very exciting. So we've done a little bit of everything here. The company itself, kind of an exciting year for us, celebrating our 60th anniversary out here at Canfield. Three brothers started the company back in 1960, a little backyard sawmill, and over the years have evolved into not only a local source for quality hardwood products, but a national source now also, shipping to all 50 states in Canada.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
You also need to shed light too on your partnership that you have with This Old House. I just recently saw, I was on their website earlier, they have a cottage up, and why don't you tell our audience a little bit about the background on that as well, and just give a sense of what you do with them as their partner.
We had the fortune of 3 years ago, This Old House approaching us and asking if we would participate with them on a home in Narragansett, Rhode Island. And also that same year, a project out on Jamestown Island, Rhode Island. And that was 3 years ago. They came back to us the last 2 years and invited us to participate again with them. This year we've had, I think when we're all said and done, we'll be completing our 8th or 9th project with them. It's their idea houses or their project homes, as they refer to them. This year we've done a home out on the Cape in east of Massachusetts. We have a home that's going to be revealed here this coming week. It's the farmhouse in Fairfield. That's in Norwalk, Connecticut, and then later in the year, possibly into 2021, we're working on building doors for them for a project in Narragansett, Rhode Island again. It's a seaside Victorian complete remodel. So we've had 2 new constructions and a remodel with them this year, and it's been exciting. We're based here in the valley. Our roots are in the valley. Our employees live in and around the valley, and we're always going to be here at 7060 Quarry Road, and that's where we are based, and that's where we're going to be based, hopefully for the next 60 years. But it's been a great opportunity for us to participate with This Old House, and just the additional exposure that we get. As a local company, they take us national, and it's been a very eye-opening, but also a very rewarding partnership for myself and the entire team here at Baird Brothers.
Definitely. And like you mentioned before, you guys, are local in the Valley and you extend nationally as well. With that, you have this old house partnership that you just recently mentioned. And I wanted to kind of go into just, obviously the market right now, there's not a lot of inventory and there's a lot of people moving. Houses are going on and off the market like crazy. So let's tie in, you bought your house. So what is the next step into making your house, your home? Do you have any advice that you can give our audience about home renovation and how Baird Brothers can help you with that?
We're fortunate in the support that we receive from the Valley here.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, housing is going crazy right now, both new construction and existing home sales. And we like to entertain both of those homeowner bases, whether you're buying that new home and working through a contractor, or whether you are buying an existing home, and they're staying on the market like 1 and 2 days right now, that so-called starter house.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And the great thing about it, it's a chance if you're buying that starter home and it's your first go round. It's a great opportunity to make that house your own little home,
Yeah.
and we can assist you in that. Not everything is expensive. You take off little bites when you're remodeling a home or updating a home.
Yeah.
Whether you want to tear out some old carpeting and put some quality hardwood flooring down.
Yeah.
Very DIY friendly. Whether another big thing that we see a lot of is folks will come in and they'll want to update the doors. Back in the late 50s, 60s, even into the 70s, a lot of the homes were built and they had the flush hollow core birch or flush hollow core oak doors. Mm-hmm. And now we can do one of two things. We can swap out just the door slab, the door itself. We can machine for the hinges so they align with your existing hinges. So it's a matter of just swapping the door out. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to go a little more extensive and your door frame, the door jamb needs switched out also, we offer that service too.
Okay. Good to know.
That's another great project. And if you have a 2-story, you don't have to do both floors at the same time. Mm-hmm. Do one and then just build on it. Another big thing we're seeing, even in the new construction, is doing the feature wall. So right now, we've recognized and seen that the shiplap product, the nickel gap shiplap paneling, is very popular. And whether you're painting it, we offer it in a paint grade product, or whether you want to do a feature wall in that shiplap, say in a white oak or a black walnut, or something, just really give that room a bang, and you don't have to do the entire room. You're doing a feature wall, maybe the fireplace wall, maybe a stairwell wall, just something simple like that. And then of course we offer the moldings, the door and window casings, the window sills, both in our stain grade products, mm-hmm. Being the poplar, the maple, the cherry, the hickory, the red oak. Or if you are strictly, your mind is set on a paint project, we offer a full line of finger jointed poplar product, more economical, very economical, but that's designated for painting. So you have options.
Yeah, definitely. Is there any specific type of wood that is better in certain homes compared to other ones, or do you catch what I'm saying?
When we start discussing flooring, yes. The answer to your question would be yes. There's a graph table that's called the Jenka table, and what it does, it measures the face density of the hardwood or whatever wood that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And it rates the different species as to their hardness, their face density. So something like our poplar, which is a very versatile wood, as far as cabinet building, shelving, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Very versatile. Moldings. But it doesn't make a good flooring because it's
Okay.
one of the softer of the hardwoods. So then you start looking into your maples, your red oak, your white oak, that the hickory is very dense. The hickory is one of the most dense native hardwoods in the U.S. So when you're looking for wear and tear, you're going to be looking at that hickory, the red or white oak, the maple. So you rely on that Jenga table to give you an idea where you want to be in that scale.
Yeah, definitely. That's also good to know. And you mentioned obviously how shiplap is very popular right now. Obviously, it looks beautiful in the home. Can you shed light a little bit on the butcher blocks that you offer and how that can be implemented into a kitchen?
Yeah, we've done butcher block or plank style countertops, center island tops, even cutting boards for years and years, and they've really become popular again. We have customers that will commit all of their countertop space to a wood countertop.
Yeah.
You know, there are aesthetically you can't beat them. You cannot beat them. They're gorgeous. Whether, you know, we've done black walnut plank style tops, we've done cherry butcher block tops, and they serve as a very nice work surface. But we have to keep a little common sense and say it's not a piece of granite or stone concrete, or you know. So you have to be careful with them to some extent. More often than not, we'll see them being used as a feature. You know, you don't want to replace all the countertops, but you have a small or a large island in the kitchen or a peninsula. Very nice accent to your cabinetry and the balance of the countertops, whether they be mica or tile, whatever, granite. So you use it as a highlight and just do that one area of the peninsula or the center island. Doing a lot of island tops right now. We build them to your specification. So you bring it in, scribbled out on a napkin or a notebook paper, and then we'll send it through our drawing department, and we'll manufacture it specifically for your home with all the edge details and whistles and bells that you want to add on to it.
Well, that's great for people to know that you are able to do that custom, and it's a great, like you said, focal point of a room, just like the shiplap, how you don't want to do all the walls, just do one focal point. So good to know. Our audience, I don't think that they know, but I recently went on a tour of Baird Brothers with Jeff, and we walked around, and you were telling us about how sustainable your guys' entire operation is. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about that? Just because, you know, with everything going on right now, it is really important to know that you guys are obviously helping the environment, and it's really cool to know the underlying process of how that works.
Well, it's kind of funny that the Baird Brothers, excuse me, a number of years ago, they said we have to stay competitive.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to stay competitive was to start to generate their own electricity. So in investigating generating their own electricity, you could do it with diesel fuel generators, or you could do it with natural gas generators. And we're fortunate in that there are natural gas wells on the property and in surrounding properties. So we generate our electricity and all of our heat right here on site through natural gas electrical generation. And it's actually cogeneration because as we're generating electricity, we're producing heat, and we use the heat to heat the facility here, you know, different ways, heating the buildings, heating, preheating air for the dry kilns, et cetera. And in doing that, on the heat aspect side of it, takes a lot of heat to keep us all warm out here in January with all these buildings we have.
Yeah.
But in doing that, we also capture all of our wood waste products or as we refer to them, drops or rippings, right down to pallets that are sent in on freight deliveries and so forth. And we'll grind that to a sawdust consistency. And we have a dual fuel furnace that we use that waste wood as a fuel source.
Okay.
So we're trying to keep that small footprint. Not only good for the environment, but also helps us be a little more competitive.
Yeah, definitely. That is, and obviously that is one of the many things that sets Baird Brothers apart from, other different companies and businesses in the area that do similar things as you. So.
Yeah, we all have to work together at it, and in us being in the hardwood business, we're charged with being good stewards of our natural resource.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a renewable natural resource, but we don't want to squander it.
Mm-hmm.
So when it arrives here, we take care of it. We use it to its optimum, right down to the last little bit of sawdust in the course of manufacturing our different products. Yeah, it keeps us competitive, but you know what? As I said earlier, we're celebrating 60 years. We have 3 generations of family involved in the business now, and
Mm-hmm.
the kids coming up, they're excited and they want to do business for another 60 years, and we'll have that natural resource available so they can do that.
No, definitely. That's a great point that you made. And obviously, before we end the show today, I want to touch a little bit on the event that you guys recently had, your Red, White, and True event. Which is last weekend. Wanted to touch on that just to see how everything went with that.
You know what? You're referring to our Red, White, and True.
Yes. We
typically have that the last or next to last weekend in September. And normally it's an on-site event.
Okay.
With the COVID-19 situation this year, the family decided that for the safety of our guests, our customers, mm-hmm. and the safety of our employees, that we would not have an on-site event. We have a great group that comes together for the event. Our Mahoning County Sheriff's Department, they come out and they do kids' identikits on site. We have the clowns out here interacting with the kids and the families. All of our vendors are here that day normally. Mm-hmm. We have how-to demonstrations all day long. We have kids build and take home projects, and we have food. It's more of a festival than it is a business day. Yeah. But it is a good business day, and we offer great savings that day. So in making the decision not to have an on-site event, we thought, okay, we still have to put out an offering. And so we did, and we went to a virtual format. We did have on-site sales, none of the festivities, none of the celebrations. But if you wanted to come in and pick out your flooring or pick out your doors and take advantage of the savings that day and order them, we were available for you. It was also available online Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you know what? We had 2 very busy days here, Friday and Saturday, at our facility.
I'm sure.
Everybody and everybody's saying we're all in this together, and we are. And as I interacted with customers coming onto our property, you saw that. Mm-hmm. And we simply requested face masks for the days and social distancing. And if people had to stand out in line for a little bit before they could get into the showroom because we had occupancy limitations in the showroom, they did. And we were happy to offer it. Mm-hmm. And we were glad to see how people conducted themselves, and our staff They worked hard for 2 days, and then coming back on Monday after the online event Sunday, all those guys worked hard. And as a team, our staff came together, and with the contributions from our customers, it was a very successful event. Just as importantly, the 3-day event, if you accessed it online, we had a big banner for friends of ours in the Mahoning Valley, the Second Harvest Group and Second Harvest Food Bank. And then we also had donation boxes and monetary donations here at the shop also. And people, you know, even during these tough times, they're still willing to contribute and help their neighbors out. So it was all in all, we're going to go with a success. And you know, we're shifting gears, and we're trying to make it happen. We have been very fortunate, and we recognize that we've been very fortunate out here with housing being the way it is. You talk to realtors every day, and I've had a couple family members recently purchase homes, and man, if they come up on the market and you're interested, you better be making your move on it.
Right.
And because it might not be there tomorrow afternoon.
Exactly.
And you know, so no, we're out here working hard. We like to think that we listen to our employees' input, we listen to our customer input, and if we have to shift gears and take a different route to do business, that's what we're going to do. But again, Mahoning Valley has over the past 60 years have treated us very well, and we greatly appreciate that. You know, you don't have to look far or travel far, and having the opportunity to travel, I'm glad. You know, I come home to Mahoning Valley. And you know, is everything perfect? No, but it's a great place to call home.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. Well, before we end the show today, do you want to tell anything else to our audience before we head out? And also, I'll make sure to put the link to your guys' website in the comments for anyone that is interested in renovating their home. And thank you so much for the tips that you gave us today, Steve, and for being on the show.
No, appreciate you having us. You know, BairdBrothers.com. You can do some pre-shopping on that. I mean, you can order online and come out in 2 hours and pick up you know, cash and carry will call type orders, and still avoid the showroom. Go to the building, the guys load you, and out the gate you go. On smaller orders, we do offer, of course, the local delivery services on the bigger orders. But yeah, stop out. You know, a lot of folks have had time to spend in their home. Some not by choice, and they look around and they say, oh, let's do a little something to the family room or to the great room, or you know, a new mantle. You know, we can show you some mantles. You can build it yourself, or we'll build it for you. Anything like that. Stair makeovers. It's available to you, and you don't have to go very far. We're right out here in Canfield.
Well, definitely good to know. And like I said, thank you so much for being on the show today. Anyone that's interested in shopping, definitely get the link below. And I think that's it. So thanks, Steve.
Abby, thank you. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.